This is the morning weather briefing. This is for Friday, the 23rd February. This is James Spann. Alabama's weather improving today with a clearing sky, and for a change, a really nice weekend coming up. And the next chance of rain will be out there toward the middle of next week. Could there be a chance of strong storms with that? Let's take a look at all of the new data that's rolled in overnight. This is the upper air look this morning. We have a trough sharpening up over the eastern states and a cold front pushing through Alabama early this morning. This is the radar, and we are live at 5:12 this morning. And you can see a batch of showers along the Interstate 85 corridor in Montgomery over to Auburn and Opelika. Showers will continue for the next couple of hours across the southeastern counties of the state, areas south and east of Montgomery. For the northern two-thirds of the state, the sky will clear. In southeast Alabama, we'll see improving weather later today. Here's the larger composite view across the deep south. The rain has ended now for the northern half of the state. Temperatures are mostly in the 40s and 50s for the northern half of the state. We've got low and mid-60s for South Alabama, Montgomery, and Mobile at 65 to start today. And understand, behind this front, there's really no cold air. We'll cool down a little bit today, but really not that much. Here's the watch warning map around the nation. A very calm Friday morning. Got some fog issues up north and some wind issues over parts of Montana. There is a marginal risk of severe storms over parts of South Carolina later today and tonight. Tomorrow, no thunderstorms expected across the country. The same thing on Sunday, which is day 3. Let's jump out to Tuesday of next week. SPC has highlighted a chance of severe storms from parts of Arkansas and East Oklahoma, up into parts of Illinois and Indiana. And then on Wednesday, we have a risk of severe storms defined across parts of the southern U.S., including Alabama, but I'm really not a big fan of that. The model data at this point not supporting that. Again, it looks like we'll have a band of showers and thunderstorms, yes, but the chance of severe weather, I'd say, looks awfully low at this point. They pulled the trigger on this yesterday, probably a little early, but again, we'll take a look at the new data as we go here. Here's a look at rain for the next 7 days. Our next rain event will be Wednesday, into maybe Thursday, and maybe even Friday of next week. This is the rain valid through Friday morning of next week. The amounts for the northern half of the state, 1/2 to 1 inch, and not much at all for South Alabama. The amounts there under 1/10 of an inch. So, model fans, here we go. This is the GFS. This is the 06C run, valid today at 4, troughing over the eastern states. And again, there could be a few lingering showers over southeast Alabama into early afternoon. But for most of the state, the sky will be clearing today with highs in the 60s. Here's a peek at the high-res HERB, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. Maybe a few showers along Interstate 10 down in the eastern part of the Florida Panhandle. But again, the rain for Alabama is long gone. Tomorrow, a clipper comes down from the northwest that could squeeze out a few snowflakes over parts of West Virginia, eastern Kentucky. And again, that will push a little cooler air in here. Highs tomorrow drop into the low 60s for North Alabama, upper 60s for South Alabama. This is Sunday. We start the day near freezing for North Alabama, but a very nice warm-up. The high Sunday will be in the mid to upper 60s for the northern half of the state, low 70s in South Alabama. The day will be sunny. Really the nicest weekend we have had so far this year. No rain, nothing extremely cold. Monday, we go into the 70s statewide. The sky will be mostly sunny. This is Tuesday. I will suggest it will be the warmest day so far this year, with highs getting way up in the 70s. We might see a few spots reaching 80 over the southern half of the state. And then on Wednesday, this is the GFS, and it's got a surface low that is over New York with a trailing front down to near Memphis. And that will obviously push a band of showers in here, maybe some thunder. This is the European on Wednesday, and it's got the surface low over Maine with kind of a dying surface front creeping in here. And needless to say, this is not a severe weather look. The main dynamics far, far north. The front stalling out because it's becoming parallel to the upper airflow. And that's the instability on Wednesday, and there's just not much. So again, looks like Wednesday a surface front will be drifting in here and probably stalling out. with showers and maybe some thunder. But again, there's just no concern about severe weather. I know that there's an SPC outlook, but if this keeps up, they'll obviously have to take that out. And then on Thursday, a wave forms on the front. This is back to the GFS, and that's going to keep a chance of rain going. And this is a week from today. This is Friday, the 1st of March. First day of meteorological spring. Got a trough coming through, and again, rain persists across Alabama in the deep south. So if this is right, we'll be very mild Monday, Tuesday. Then the latter half of the week will be wet at times. And will be cooler Thursday and Friday with highs in the upper 50s and low 60s. Let's go out 10 days. This is Sunday, March 3rd. Got a big trough out there in the west, a bowling ball upper low south of Denver. And for us, it will be dry and mild and a lot of snow out in the western mountains if this works out. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European ensemble. The mean is about 3 inches between now and the 9th of March. Temperatures coming off the NBM, National Blend of Models. Highs back in the 60s through the weekend, and then look at those mid-70s in here for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then Thursday, the high dropping to 58. Then we go back in the 60s. And the latest 8 to 14-day guidance, this is for March 1st through 7th. Temperatures again out west below average, above average for the eastern two-thirds of the country, including Alabama and the deep south. So on this date in 1975, 49 years ago, we had an F4 tornado that tore through parts of Tuscaloosa, the southern and eastern part of town. This is the old Scottish Inn on McFarland Boulevard. And one person was killed. This was a Sunday afternoon. And it was a housekeeper on the second floor of that motel. Her name was Thelma Hill. 49 others were injured. And again, this came through Skyland Boulevard. It crossed Interstate 5920, striking that motel. Again, that's the Scottish Inn that was near I-5920 in McFarland. Came out through parts of Alberta City and Holt. And there was actually a very good warning. This was the closest tornado I've ever experienced of that magnitude. I was less than a mile away working on the air that afternoon, that Sunday, at WTBC Radio on 15th Street. And goodness, you could hear the roar. It just sounded like an earthquake almost. And again, the tornado just missed the radio station off to the east. This is a kind of a primitive track of the tornado coming through town. But that was a very rough Sunday afternoon. But there was a good warning. Despite the primitive radar technology, the old civil defense radio went off in that radio station. I read the warning, and I remember playing the song Lightning Strikes by Lou Christie after I read the warning. And then during the song, the power went off and obviously stayed off for a long time. But that was the most severe tornado in the city of Tuscaloosa since March 21st, 1932, when one came through the western part of the city, crossed the river, and came into Northport. But again, that horrible F4 tornado was on this date, 23rd of February, 1975, a day I will never forget. And a quick reminder, we are now into the Alabama Severe Weather Preparedness Tax Holiday, sales tax holiday. If you buy any of the stuff on your screen there, there's no state sales tax, and you get a break on that. So this is a great time to go buy anything that you need to get set for the spring segment of the tornado season. Understand the tornado season here started back in November, and it goes on through May. But two of the bigger months during that stretch, it's March and April. And obviously, the one thing we really want people to get on that list, it's this, a weather radio. And again, if you watch these videos, you stayed in here, 9 minutes into this video. Yeah, you probably got one, but you need to help us and remind your friends to go get one. That's the Midland WR120. That's the one that's sold in most of the big box retailers, and they work great. And they cost about $30, and that's a lot of money, but let me tell you what, it's like having a smoke alarm in your house for a tornado. And often during a tornado emergency, the cell phones stop working. Yesterday, the cell phones stopped working. If you had AT&T, that has nothing to do with the cell network. So again, encourage your friends to get one of those. It's absolutely crucial to have during the tornado season here in Alabama. So going to be speaking this morning to the Alabama Virtual Academy. Those are students that will be online And then I'll be heading to Alabaster to see the little ones, the kids in the pre-K kindergarten program at First Baptist Church of Alabaster. Tomorrow, don't forget, we're going to be in Nashville at Trevecca University for Nashville's annual Severe Weather Awareness Day. This is sponsored by the National Weather Service in Nashville. I'll be speaking at 11, and we'll look back on the March 25th, 2021 tornado outbreak and do a case study on that. So if you're in Middle Tennessee, come see us. And then tomorrow evening, back to Birmingham, I'll be judging a talent show for Unless You, which is an amazing ministry. We'll be at the Lyric Theater downtown. And then Sunday, I'll be at Agape Baptist Church in Scottsboro, good old Jackson County. That'll be at 6 o'clock, a big event there. And of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.